Hello. It's been a while since I did one of these, so I'm sure those of you, all 40-ish of you, that enjoyed this series will be pleased to see its return. As I mentioned in the last episode, I had moved to Tokyo and didn't have the supplies or the time to film these journaling videos anymore, but as I'm back in Canada temporarily, I can now resume this series and have fun with it for a while. Today's entry is themed around girl group XG. I know they're not J-pop technically, but I'm not gonna make a separate journal just for non-J-pop, so they're going in my J-pop journal. It's been really rainy and shitty outside for a few weeks now. That's Canada's weather 70% of the year, so I decided to theme this spread around their song In the Rain to fit the aesthetic outside my window and make me feel a little bit better during the major seasonal depression that I can never escape most of the year. It's not really seasonal at that point, it's just kind of like all the time, but whatever. That's living in Canada. Do any of you have anything you do to ward off cloudy weather blues? I have discussed this in other art journal videos, and I'm pretty sure in my J-pop journal video series as well, somewhere. So I kind of feel like I talk about this a lot, but that would be because it's a big part of my life, unfortunately. It's been so long since I did this last that I forgot that my double-sided tape does not stick well to this journal's pages. Like, I keep having to learn this lesson over and over again. I don't know what's wrong with me, so I had to follow up with glue afterwards. I'll admit, I don't love In the Rain. I know. Just give me a second to explain. I feel like everybody loved that song when Ah first dropped, and I felt like I was the only person that didn't love it the way that everyone else did. I think it was maybe my least favorite song off of Ah. It's still a great song, like, don't get me wrong, I do listen to it when it comes up on shuffle, but it just wasn't high up there for me in comparison to like This Is Love, which became an instant favorite. The music video is lovely, and it was really nice to see them in like normal everyday environments in regular clothes for once. But I don't think we've really seen that from them since maybe like New Dance, and even that has an underlying alien concept to it. So maybe Left Right? It's been a while anyway. So it was nice to step away from all of the crazy aesthetics and over-the-top effects that they usually have. I'd like to see them do regular styling like Mascara or In the Rain again, or even like something still very visually interesting but a bit toned down, like the This Is Love outfits every now and again. I think it'd be nice to get a break from the really crazy over-the-top aesthetics, because those can get very like visually overstimulating really quickly, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's easy to get tired of something that's so wacky all of the time. I couldn't decide where to place this, and it was driving me absolutely nuts because it would have looked fine no matter where I put it, which is like the worst scenario to be in, because then you can't decide because it all looks good, but you feel like you need to make a choice, you know what I mean? I guess on the one hand, you can't go wrong with wherever you put it, so like that's good, but on the other hand, it's hard to make a choice as to where to put it, and then you end up just doing what I'm doing, where you're just kind of like putting it around in different places and taking like 20 minutes to decide where to put one piece of paper on the spread. So I feel like this is like the worst position. It's definitely worse than when you feel like it only looks good in one specific area and you can pinpoint that, you know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. We're just gonna stick it here and call it a day. I wanted to incorporate more flowers, so I used this cute washi tape that I got in Japan that unfortunately gets a little lost in the spread. All those dark colors and such, it just kind of blends right in, but it's a little more easily seen in person. I feel like the florals go well with the rainy, dark academia aesthetic and bring a little femininity and softness to contrast the dark, heavy colors of the rest of the spread. April showers bring Mayflowers and whatnot. I had a very specific vision for this spread, but the building cutout kind of gets lost, as you'll see, so it didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. The pictures all printed a little differently in size than I'd planned, so I had to improvise a little bit. A great example of this is the clouds. Like, I knew I wanted cloud cutouts, but they were smaller than I wanted them and looked a little goofy. Like a bad Photoshop job. We're gonna fix that in a little bit. I got out my hollow hexagon flakes that I always tell myself I shouldn't use anymore because I can't escape them for months after use, but if there was ever a time to use them, it's this time. The hex flakes remind me of the rain and like the way that it looks in the air when it catches the light, especially in photography. and it ties in with the lighter greens in the floral washi and the pictures of flowers at the bottom of the right page. There's a bunch of green in there, so it all ties in together. Finally, we're gonna fix these goofy looking cloud cutouts. Clouds can be difficult to paint because they can go from looking like a cloud to not looking like one at all with the slip of your hand, but we're in luck because I'm a professional artist, so I know how to paint clouds that look like clouds. It took a little bit of fiddling around, but I got them looking much better and more cloud-like, but I stopped short of adding like raindrops because I wasn't sure if that would look good, and I didn't want to mess it up when we're so close to the finish line. I definitely plan on making more XG spreads. I'd actually like to make a spread inspired by each XG MV at the very least, so there will be a lot more to come. I don't know which one I'll do next though, because they're all so inspiring, so it's hard to choose, but you will see another one of these eventually in the future. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up or comment if you'd like to share some thoughts on this spread or XG. I love chatting with you guys about mutual interests, so comments are always welcome. If you enjoy cozy content like art and journaling videos, vlogs, and Japan-related content, I think you'll enjoy my little corner of the internet. I'll be doing at least one journal video a month from now on, so I'll see you again in July with the next J-pop journal episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around my little corner of the internet again soon.